Grant has been in my life since the earliest point of having memories. From my parents pranking us, making us think there was a ghost in our room, to him somehow having Victoria's Secret magazines under his bed at about 4 years old. I do not know where those came from. We grew up about as close as two brothers can. Tubing at the Ozarks, fishing in Canada, snorkeling with dolphins, catching dozens of frogs and toads. Looking back, I couldn't have asked for a better brother to go up with. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Ethan, Mitch, and my grandpa Eric, because so many of those memories are with those guys too. Now, not all those memories were good, but they certainly make for funny stories now. Like the time Grant shot me in the face with a rubber band, so naturally I kicked his birthday cookies across the room and somehow got him to clean it up. Or the time we got into a fight early one morning on a camping trip because I ripped his barf bag, and Mom was so upset. And the one that really still gets me, and that they always tell me about every year, on a fishing trip in Canada, I accidentally hooked Grant on his bottom lip. And we had to cut the trip short and drive back to the States.
I got the pictures.
I felt terrible, and what was funny at the time is Grant looks at me with two treble hooks in his lip, and he just says, "Dean, what the frick?" Because he didn't want to cuss in front of my dad. But now all my favorite Grant stories involve fighting or emergency medical trips. I actually knew Natalie before Grant did. We sat next to each other in high school chemistry. And when Grant and Nat started talking, I'd always check in with her to see how things were going. And for a long time, the answer was always the same. I just wished he'd asked me out already. And I would give Grant tons of crap about it. Every day, I'd say things like, "Just man up and ask her, dude." But that wasn't really the problem. Grant didn't want to just ask Natalie out in a school hallway in the middle of passing period. He wanted something more special than that. When you get to know Grant, you learn quickly that he doesn't do anything halfway. Whether it's getting accepted into 3 service academies, and we won't talk about Coast Guard, becoming a company commander at the Naval Academy, running 50-mile marathons, which Natalie did too, by the way, or achieving his dream of becoming a naval pilot. Grant is one of the most disciplined and hardworking people I've ever met. They say the older sibling is supposed to be the role model, but honestly, Grant is mine. In high school, Grant injured his back deadlifting. Let's just say he wasn't lifting smart, and for a long time, I watched him do these back exercises that, if I'm being honest, looked like he was just twerking. And one day I asked him, "Man, how much do you regret that deadlift?" And his answer was truly surprising. He said he had no regrets, none, because that injury gave him the time and space to grow closer to God. He wasn't bitter about it, he wasn't embarrassed, he saw purpose in it, and that's Grant. He doesn't just endure adversity, he finds meaning in it. And I think that's exactly the kind of man you want standing at the altar. And that brings me to Natalie. She is exactly the right person for him. While Grant was at the Naval Academy, they spent years doing long distance. They would see each other on Christmas break, Easter, Thanksgiving, stuff like that. And that's not super easy to sustain. But Natalie never wavered. She loved him and supported him through all of it. She didn't soften Grant's edges or slow him down. She matched him stride for stride. Literally, she ran that 50-mile marathon too. Grant found someone who challenges him, supports him, and walks alongside him in faith. And God could not have designed a better wife for him. As I was writing this speech, I asked Grant what his favorite Bible verse was. And the one that gave me was very fitting for him, and it's something I strive to do more of personally. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 1. "Cast your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will find it again." For those less familiar with it, it's about trusting God with your future, even when you can't see what lies ahead. Grant has been casting his bread on the waters his entire life, and his faith, his aspirations, his relationship with Natalie, today is no different. He's casting his bread again, but this time with Natalie by his side. I can't wait to see where God leads them next, whether it's a cockpit, a house full of the smell of Natalie's cooking, or maybe it'll be me as an uncle, seeing their kids with 2 of the most hardworking, faithful, and loving people on earth as their parents. As you begin this chapter together, let me leave you with one of the oldest blessings in Scripture. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Grant and Natalie, I love you both, and congratulations. Please raise your glass for a toast.
Woo!